Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
The problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And
Kevin Hart might be the comedy king right now, flashing that wide grin, flexing in gym selfies like life's all sweet. But behind that smile, it's looking real shady. And the one caught in this crossfire? Shannon Sharpe. But don't get it twisted. This ain't regular Hollywood mess. This is next-level destruction. Shannon just took a hit so hard it could end everything. He didn't just lose a show or a few fans. We're talking a $100 million collapse. He's facing a nasty lawsuit, and now a 19-year-old OnlyFans model's accusing him of straight-up disturbing behavior. This ain't random. This feels plotted. Somebody clearly wants him gone. And then, boom! Here comes Katt Williams dropping bombs. He just dragged Kevin Hart straight into the mess, claiming it's all a setup. And honestly, it don't sound too far off. Folks been whispering for years that Kevin's smile hides something sinister. Katt's just the first to say it out loud. According to him, this isn't just scandal. It's a takedown plan. Strategic, silent, and smooth. Katt's been warning us. Every time Kevin levels up, another big black name in the game disappears.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
good or bad. My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy. Yeah. You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios f***ing with you.
Now Shannon's the latest one caught in the fall, and Katt ain't buying the coincidence card. He's saying Kevin's been pulling strings in the background for years, making moves like a silent assassin while playing nice for the cameras. And this ain't new tension. The beef between Katt and Kevin goes way back. Long before Club Shay Shay, decades deep. That fiery interview? Just the explosion. The drama been bubbling since the early 2000s. Back then, Katt was that dude. He had the culture, the crowd, the stage, all of it. Hollywood was knocking heavy. Then out of nowhere, projects started vanishing. Scripts meant for Katt got handed off to Kevin. You think he forgot that? Never. To this day, Katt's still saying Kevin ain't earned his crown. He was placed. Think about it. Kevin dropped Soul Plane. It flopped bad. That kind of L usually gets you booted. But Kevin? Nah. He got boosted. New shows, movie deals, sponsorships like Magic. How do you fail that hard and still end up at the top? Something don't add up. Katt's theory? It was never about talent. It was about quiet deals, backroom handshakes, and picking who gets the spotlight. And now with Shannon Sharpe catching heat, people are finally connecting the dots. Every time Kevin's name goes up in lights, Katt gets dragged through the dirt. Coincidence? Katt says nah. While Kevin was climbing, Katt was getting painted as a cracked-out mess. Unstable and unpredictable. But here's the kicker. Katt says he wasn't spiraling. He was targeted. And every time he got shut out, guess who stepped right into the spotlight? Kevin Hart. It's like clockwork. Take it back to the 2000s and 2010s, the comedy scene was in full clown mode. Black comedians were getting tossed into wigs and dresses for cheap giggles like it was mandatory. Kevin once swore he'd never wear a dress for a role.
He put this dress on, and what? The prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny.
But then, boom, he did exactly that on Saturday Night Live. No hesitation, no pushback. And the timing? Mad suspicious. It came right after Dave Chappelle's viral moment with Oprah, where he stood tall and said no to dressing up for execs just to be laughed at. Dave said he wouldn't play the fool. Then suddenly Kevin's on stage in a dress like it's just another skit.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged. So, you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on a talk show this morning.
You look
said
good
no to
doing
that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta know that you're a brand.
Katt saw that and called it out, said it was proof Kevin was playing by their rules, not his own. And the sabotage didn't stop there. Katt was still running the streets with packed shows and raw energy. Then suddenly the media flipped on him. Out of nowhere, stories popped up claiming he was out of control, a menace, a meltdown waiting to happen. But check the sources. Most of those claims didn't come from courts or police. They came from PR teams and media plants. Real slick. Then came Kevin's infamous Breakfast Club interview, and instead of keeping it cool, he went full attack mode on Katt, called him washed, said he ruined his own career, blamed him for every loss. But fans? They weren't buying that narrative. They started asking, why go so hard on a dude who's not even in your lane anymore? And that's where it starts getting cold. Some say Kevin wasn't just talking. He was trying to erase Katt, wipe him off the map completely. Let's be real. Hollywood loves a clean, safe face, someone who won't shake the system. And Kevin? He fit that mold perfectly. But Katt? Katt was wild, raw, and not for sale, and that made him dangerous to the machine. Katt Williams didn't just hint at foul play. He named it. He said movie roles meant for him got handed off to Kevin Hart the moment he refused to play along with degrading scenes, especially anything involving violence or humiliating black men. One example, Friday After Next. Katt claims they tried to force a bathroom assault scene on him, and when he refused, suddenly he was labeled difficult. And guess who popped up in the part? Kevin. Katt stood his ground. He said no to selling his dignity for a laugh. But instead of respect, he got the cold shoulder, blacklisted, while Kevin, who seemed down for whatever, got handed major roles left and right. It was like Hollywood had their golden boy ready and waiting. Fast forward to 2024. Katt steps onto Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe's podcast, and explodes. That interview? Instant internet meltdown. He tore into Kevin Hart again, but this time he didn't hold back. No metaphors, no soft jabs, just raw fire. Fans were glued to the screen waiting for Kevin to clap back. But Kevin? He went ghost at first. Not a tweet, not a peep. Then weeks later, while on a live NBA broadcast, Kevin starts dropping weird jabs. Awkward, out-of-pocket jokes about Katt that didn't even fit the moment.
Another fun fact about the New York Knicks, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks, and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you can do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He bought them for 15 days.
And returned it.
Yeah. That's another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he played?
He played with the Knicks. He played with them.
We know he fast. They say he fast.
Yeah,
he run
one of the fastest.
A 3.9. What you say? A sub 3.9. He figured out how to play basketball from reading all them books.
3,000 of them.
3,000 a year.
A year.
That's 2 a day. At 6 years old.
Fans clocked it instantly. This was shade, slick, and sneaky. Kevin was trying to look unbothered while throwing low blows in front of millions. But what nobody expected was Shannon catching heat too. After that viral Club Shay Shay episode, Shannon's world flipped upside down, out of nowhere. Boom! A massive lawsuit hit him like a freight train. A 19-year-old woman named Gabriela Zuniga filed a jaw-dropping $50 million claim against him. And this ain't just drama, it's dark.
They're going to have a little resentment towards you because you beating their team.
Right.
Or certain fan bases are going to feel a certain type of way. And I felt that the better the player, the more vitriol and hate he's going to get from opposing fans. I got that. But in this situation, I can honestly say I did not expect the level of vitriol and the suddenness. That's what really got me, the suddenness.
Gabriella, known online as She Is Carly, is an OnlyFans model. She claims she met Shannon at a gym and got involved with him when she was 19, while he was 54. And the lawsuit? It's loaded with serious claims. She alleges Shannon pressured her into a hidden relationship, made violent threats, coerced her into racially degrading behavior, recorded her without consent, and groped her multiple times. Even worse, she says he once found a way into her building and threatened to hurt her if she told anyone or tried to get help. This lawsuit just so happened to drop right as Shannon Sharpe was closing in on a $100 million media deal. Nah, that don't feel random. A whole lot of folks are calling setup, and the timing, too slick. This ain't just some messy side story anymore. It's feeling calculated, like moves being made behind the curtain. Like, seriously, you mean to tell us a $50 million bombshell gets dropped on Shannon's head the exact week he's sealing a deal that could change his life? That ain't coincidence. That's strategy. Cold, silent chess played in the dark. And once you start digging, it only gets messier. People started asking the real questions. Who is Gabriella Zuniga? How did she even end up close to Shannon? And how did she come out swinging with top-tier legal heat like her team was ready from day one? That's when a name from the shadows came up. Jaguar Wright, and she brought the smoke. According to Jaguar, Gabriella isn't just some thirsty influencer chasing clout. She's tied to a serious Hollywood legacy, the Zuniga family. Yeah, that's Zuniga, as in Daphne Zuniga from Melrose Place. And word is, Daphne's locked in with elite private circles in Hollywood, circles that play dirty. Jaguar straight up said this whole thing was orchestrated, a hit job dressed up as drama. And right when people were trying to make sense of it, boom, Gabriella drops receipts, texts, voice notes, audio files, all of it. Then Shannon tried to flip the narrative and say he was the victim. But Gabriella, she clapped back with a voice memo that had folks shook. It caught Shannon saying freaky, disturbing, even violent stuff, and fans didn't know what to think. Then came the $10 million bomb. Gabriella's lawyer said Shannon tried to pay her to stay quiet, and Shannon's own camp didn't even deny it. Does that mean he's guilty? Not legally, but it screams damage control. That kind of hush money doesn't come out of nowhere unless you're desperate to bury something fast. Now imagine being Shannon. Your name's trending for all the wrong reasons, your money's walking out the door, and the internet's roasting you alive. He snapped. That's when fans really started piecing it together, and fingers turned toward Kevin Hart. Because let's be real, Kevin's got pull in every corner of the industry. Studios, networks, streamers, you name it. He's in the mix. He's the golden boy. Family-friendly, tequila-sippin', award-hosting superstar. If Kevin whispered that Shannon was a liability, that might be all it took to sink his deal. And don't forget, Kevin had every reason to be salty. That Club Shay Shay interview, it went nuclear, and it went straight at him. Katt Williams called him a plant, a sellout, even said he was a full-on Hollywood puppet. And Shannon sat there smiling, didn't say a word to defend Kevin. So now Kevin's watching it all burn quiet. No tweets, no interviews, not even a meme, just silence. Meanwhile, Shannon went scorched earth, calling out everyone, even naming Tony Busby, the lawyer behind Gabriella's case. Yep, that Tony Busby. The same legal pitbull who's taken swings at Diddy and even Jay-Z. Shannon said it flat out. He accused Busby of targeting powerful black men, dragging them through the mud in the press before anything ever goes to court. And then he challenged him, told him to prove it in court instead of playing games with headlines. Bold move. But was it too late? That $100 million deal's now hanging by a thread. Big brands are backing off. And Kevin? Still sitting cool. No heat, no pressure, no accountability. When you zoom out, it don't look random. It looks planned. First, it was Katt Williams, shut out after speaking his truth. Then Monique, dragged and labeled difficult just for demanding fair treatment. And now, Shannon Sharpe's in the fire. And what do all three have in common? They spoke up. They went on Club Shay Shay. Shannon gave them the mic. And right after, boom. He's in the middle of a scandal that could end it all. Let's be real. This ain't some harmless fallout. His sponsorships vanishing. His massive media deal dangling by a thread. The internet's eating it up. And while Shannon's being dragged, guess who's still shining like nothing ever happened? Kevin Hart. No scandals, no lawsuits, not even a bad headline. Just more blockbuster movies, tequila promos, and red carpet flashes like he's untouchable. At this point, people ain't just raising eyebrows. They're calling it what it looks like. Kevin doesn't just stay winning. He thrives when everybody else gets knocked down. So now we gotta ask, is this all just some wild string of bad timing? Or is there a real puppet master pulling strings behind the scenes? Let us know what you think in the comments. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and make sure to share this video if you're rocking with the truth. We're just getting started, and trust, there's way more tea on the way.